Hello everybody and welcome back to more political chatter. In this video we will be talking about these new polls that are being released every day that just show a very bleak outlook on the Biden 2024 campaign. Things are not going good for Joe Biden in 2024. These New York Times polls, uh, were released a few days ago, and they were a big shocker to a lot of people because it was a very expensive, high accurate poll, and Donald Trump is leading in 5 of the 6 swing states in 2024 over Biden. Um, and Kennedy, unfortunately, is not included. I couldn't find, they did include Kennedy in another question, but I can't seem to find those results now. I don't know, I briefly saw it somewhere, but now I can't find it. Of course, they only published this article because they're just ignoring Kennedy, but it is what it is. So Trump is leading in Nevada by 10%. In Georgia, which went to Biden. Nevada went to Biden. In Georgia, he's leading by 6%. In Arizona, Biden won it. He's leading by 5%. In Michigan, Biden won it. Trump is leading by 5%. In Pennsylvania, Biden won it. Trump is leading by 4%. And in Wisconsin, Biden won it. He's leading it. He's leading by 2%. So, when Trump is winning in Nevada, Georgia, Arizona, Michigan, Pennsylvania, the election is pretty much over. Especially when you consider the fact that Georgia always overestimates Democrats in polls, and a lot more than 2 points usually. They overestimated Hillary by 11%. So Biden is looking at these polls and saying, what is next? I mean, this is not a good time for the Biden campaign, and I wonder if they could ever recover from this, and if they will go on. And it's not even just that head-to-head matchup. This is a poll from CNN with 1,200 participants. Trump is up 6% nationwide. 6% nationwide. National general election. You know that's bad because Democrats almost always in recent history win that popular vote, but they have a hard time winning the electoral college. So when Trump is winning the popular vote by 6%, that is a landslide Republican victory. Trump is at 41, Biden at only 35%, only just about a third, 1 in 3 voters are supporting him. Meanwhile, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. amazingly at 16%, and Cornel West, good performance for Cornel West, at 4%. So, all of those West votes should be going to Biden. So West is clearly having an effect on this election, even with his little 4%. And now Jill Stein is in the race, so, her 1% will take away from Biden. And, we saw Robert F. Kennedy Jr. as, for a second there, as kind of this savior for the Biden campaign. He was anti-Biden in the primary, obviously. And, of course, he still is today as an independent. But people thought that he would save Biden from a close election against Trump because everyone thought that he would pull from Trump. But these new polls, it's not exactly that. They initially showed that, but it has evened out a lot. Might even be hurting Biden now because, I wish I had it up here. I don't. But that's because Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is winning young voters and winning independents, but especially those young voters. I believe voters 35 and younger, 18 to 35, a very large block of the of voters in the United States as a whole. Kennedy is winning them kind of consistently in polls by a few percentage points. Millennials, mostly. Kennedy's big block of votes is from millennials. super young. I mean, he's still winning like 18 to 25-year-olds, but by less. They're bit more liberal. They view Kennedy as too conservative. But, millennials, they're still very politically independent and very, less left leaning and more open to supporting someone like a moderate like Robert F. Kennedy Jr. But I mean, Kennedy was in this race, and, as I said, people thought it would help Biden, but that is really not the case, and it's something very interesting we are seeing. Um, I thought that he would help Biden, but it's not happening. It's not, and these polls are showing just that. Biden is just not doing good. I mean, I truly believe that it's just because of his age. I mean, he is not different at all on terms of policy than Barack Obama. Um, who's another popular Democrat? I mean, Gretchen Whitmer. Even someone like Andy Bashir, who's extremely popular in his state. Yeah, I talked about this. I mean, Andy Bashir and Joe Biden have essentially the same policy. Like, they're just as liberal as each other. But Andy Bashir, in his super red state of Kentucky, one of the most popular Democratic governors, the second most popular to be exact. But Andy Bashir is so popular in his state, while Biden, maybe 20% of Kentuckians approve of Biden right now. Why is that? It's because Andy Bashir can lead. He is young. He's likable. I mean, the people just love him. He's able to connect with Kentuckians, and he's just a likable guy to have as governor. But Biden, meanwhile, it's just the fact that he cannot lead. He might have the same policy as Andy Bashir, but he is not someone that anyone will be truly enthusiastic to have as president, because he's not going to unite the nation like Andy Bashir has united his state of Kentucky, or Gretchen Whitmer has united her state of Michigan, or Josh Shapiro has united his state of Pennsylvania. No, they know, everyone is aware that he can't do that. And I mean, frankly, just because of his age. We've said it so many times, but that's what it comes down to. It's the fact that Biden is, or will be, 85, 86 years when he leaves, years old when he leaves office. You cannot have a president who is that old and expect approval and from the American people and success from that administration. No one, I don't see how anyone could approve of an 85-year-old president. So that is the challenge that Americans have, because when they go to the ballot box, he can't say a sentence. It's as simple as that. When they hear him on the national stage, on the debate stage between Trump and Kennedy, he will get absolutely demolished. I mean, in 2020, it was different. He wasn't president. And we have seen a serious decline in Biden's, capability, in his speaking capability since 2020. And, he was hurting in 2020 during the debates. I mean, probably. I guess you could very well argue that the debates helped him. It probably did. But, again, he wasn't president, and he's a lot worse now than he was in 2020. So on that debate stage in 2024, he will just get wrecked. Especially, I guess not especially by Kennedy, by both Trump and Kennedy. So I don't know how Biden could hang on in the general election, and it's already starting. And I don't see how these numbers could increase for Biden either. I think that they are only going to get worse as he gets older, as Americans hear more of him. So it needs to be brought up. What if Biden doesn't run? Because Biden is not a bad person. He is not a self-centered man who is only in it for the attention, the enjoyment in disrupting the nation, like Donald Trump is. No, he's in it. He was in it in 2020 because I believe he wanted to save the nation. So I don't believe that it is 100% certain that Joe Biden will be the Democratic nominee for president in 2024. I'm obviously not saying that Dean Phillips or Marianne Williamson or Vermin Supreme or Cenk Uygur or Joe Exotic will beat him in the Democratic primary, obviously. I'm thinking that it's a possibility that Joe Biden steps aside because, as I said, he's not a bad guy. He is not just in it for himself and wants that power. I believe that if Joe Biden is truly a really good person and he thinks about how he will be remembered in the future, then he would and he should step aside and let Kamala Harris even, but probably someone who's more electable, like Gavin Newsom or Gretchen Whitmer or Josh Shapiro, or J.B. Pritzker or Tim Walz, take the Democratic be the Democratic standard bearer for president. And looking at history, Joe Biden will best be remembered as someone who, or if he were to step aside, here, let me put it this way: I think he wants to be remembered as the guy who beat Trump and saved the nation in 2020. I don't want him to be remembered as the president who beat Trump and then overstayed his welcome and lost to Trump in 2024. Again, he saved the nation and then he lost the nation. And Joe Biden should realize that with these polls. He should not be saying to himself, oh, we have time, we'll get that abortion message out. No, it's more than that. Democrats have won on abortion. Well, they have had some pretty darn good candidates, and Republicans have had some pretty terrible candidates lately, and Democrats were successful on that messaging. None of their candidates, in these key races that people were like, oh my gosh, how did they win? Look at that margin. Andy Beshear is not 82 years old, or 81 years old right now. Josh Shapiro is not 81 years old right now. Gretchen Whitmer is not 81 years old right now. John Fetterman is not 81 years old right now. Katie Hobbs is not 81 years old right now. So it's more than that. You can't just say, we have time, we can run on abortion still, just because it was successful in the midterms. You can't just say that because, again, it's more than that. Biden's age is the problem, and that's the bottom line. When it comes to calling on Biden to drop out, Tim Ryan has just called on Biden to drop out and let another Democrat be the nominee. Van Jones has said it. John Fetterman basically hinted towards letting another Democrat be the nominee. He said 2 Democrats are running right now, Dean Phillips and Gavin Newsom. He said that. And he said that only one of them has the courage to announce it. So lots of people are thinking, even people like John Fetterman are thinking that it's going to be Newsom who could end up as the Democratic nominee, but it has to be quick. Of course they could change the rules and everything. The DNC. There's no law about it. But filing deadlines, he would miss New Hampshire, South Carolina, Nevada, whatever. So Biden week needs to drop out immediately because he will lose to Trump, even with Kennedy in. Thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you all later.